my dog gave birth on this side of the road. She got a ticket for littering. Thank you, Ken Williamson. Welcome to Shave&Butcher. The shave today is with Spearhead Shaving Company, Bergamot and Sandalwood. I haven't studied the scent notes, so that will be a surprise. The brush is from Graydog. It's maple and it's full moon synthetic knot. The razor is a 7/8 Wedge in original scales. A wedge with barber's notch, and it doesn't close perfectly, so I'm afraid I'm gonna mess up the edge. I went okay. Needs to be pinned again. Needs to be so-called repinned. I shall make my face moist. And I will do the same thing with a brush. Pre-shave as usual. It's clean with the detox soap, Moroccan Detox from Grönlycka, followed by a bit of moisturizing cream, just a little bit, about 10-15 minutes before the shave, just to really condition the skin into being in good shape during and after the shave. So that is my little trick, which you know if you follow me, because I tell it very often. So yeah, so English is not my native tongue. So I was at a video conference with a guy from England, and my friend sent this joke. So I told the joke. I thought it was funny. Plus, you know, it came, so I wanted to spread it. And the guy was sort of not laughing until I kind of explained the joke and made it very obvious what the funny thing was. He was still here. He laughed politely, like English people do, but it was a bit strange, so I thought it was funny. So I talked to my buddy afterwards, and he said, "Well, it is rather racist," which I didn't quite. I didn't read that carefully, and yeah, part of the fun was racist, which is embarrassing because I really try not to be. I don't think I am. But what can you do? I'm calling him up tomorrow and saying, "Yeah, that joke is to try and explain. It's not a good idea." But a lot of jokes are on the edge. You really should try not to be too racist, I guess, because that's never good. Or too ignorant. But you know, I work from home this week. I'm all alone. You get a bit frustrated. I mean, today was really frustrating, so, you know, it's kind of hard for some people, this social distancing and so forth, and keep away from strangers. So Jehovah's Witnesses is one group that's struggling because they go door to door, right? And you're not supposed to be close to people you're not usually close with. That's part of the trick. So for the witnesses who spread their religion by knocking on people's doors and spreading the gospel, it's really tough. But you know, so I was bored, and today this lady knocked on the door, and I opened. She started talking. They don't say, "Hello, I'm from Jehovah's Witnesses." The first thing they say. But you figure it out very quickly, because they want to give you a copy of the watchtower, and they want to do a few things, or they talk about certain things. So I thought, screw it. So I invited her in. It's a nice enough woman. I said, "Come in, you know, just put on a pot of coffee. Want to have a coffee? She said, yeah. So she came in and I served her coffee and we sat down at the kitchen table and I said, now what? She said, I don't know. I've never come this far. Yeah, it can't be easy. Can it? Oh, I made a mess. I was trying to impress people on video calls today by not wearing a t-shirt, and that's what you get for trying to show off. Very nice. I heard a funny thing today. So a friend of the family, let's call him Björn. He must be 80 or something, so he's quite old. He had a bit of a technical problems downstairs with the lovemaking activities. So he went to the doctor. And that went well. He had surgery, came out in good shape, and stuff was working again. So he was happy and he went home. To his wife, let's call her Sara. I said, yeah, darling, finally everything is working again, are you in the mood? And she said, no, it's too dangerous. She was worried about his age and the fact that he just came from surgery. So he said, no, it's fine. She said, you know what, you go back to the doctor and you come back with a note from the doctor that says, it's okay. And yeah, okay. So I went back to the doctor and explained the request. The doctor said, yeah, fine, I'll write a note. Such a cool razor. Wedges are wicked. So he wrote a note. He said, Dear Sarah, it's perfectly okay for Björn to engage in physical lovemaking again. In fact, he could make love like he did 30 years ago. And Björn said, really, doctor? And the doctor says, yeah, of course. And then Björn said, could you scratch Sarah and just write to whomever it may concern? Dirty bugger. Oh, thank you guys for taking the time to write my name in different languages. I have my name in Greek, Scottish and Welsh, English, it's John, apparently. Pronunciation is tough. I mean, the equivalent of Johan is John. Dave Card, Gordon Christie get pretty close. They say Ewan, pretty much, like the English or maybe it is Scottish name, and in Welsh it sounds similar, I think. So that's very close. It's Ewan, not Ewan, but Ewan. Who gives a toss? Just thought I'd bring that. But thanks, guys. Appreciate that. The Greek is tough. I got the instructions. Thanks. Search, right? For how to, but I'm not gonna do it. I'll do some practicing before. That was fun. I've been called so many things. It's usually John or Jonathan or Jonah. add a teeny bit of water. You can almost never have too much water. Well, you can't, but almost. I said almost. That'll be good, I think. Okay, pas número dos. Paso. What is it called in Spanish? Pass. You know, the difference between a wedge and a hollow razor, you know, with good edges, is more noticeable for me with the grain than against the grain. Against the grain, there's very little difference. I always go slow here because the skin isn't smooth, right? It's the same for a lot of people. So you have to stretch it, but you still have to go slow, or I do. If I go too quickly, cut myself or get the weepers anyway. So with the wedge, there's a bit more resistance. It's not tackiness, it's resistance. There is a difference than with the hollow. But really, with the grain, with a good edge, not a big difference. At least that's my experience. What do you think? You have a different experience. It has to be honed right though, and I know quite a few people who hone who say they're not comfortable with their skill level on wedges. I don't know what the difference is. I don't hone. But I guess, like with everything, you have to apply slightly different strategies, maybe different tactics or techniques. I've said this before, but I love it with this razor that it's been around for easily 150 years. And you can see it's had quite a bit of use, so it's pretty cool. Being pretty meticulous tonight. I really feel like doing the razor justice. So I didn't muck about too much with the leather, so the leather is perfectly average. But as long as you've mixed the water and the soap reasonably well, and as long as you have enough moisture in it, you're going to be good, you're going to be fine, because all you need really is slickness. And pretty much all soaps are slick, I think. The soap smells like bergamot and sandalwood. Yeah, that's a very moist lather, moist. Cool. I had something down there. I don't know if I opened that up. But it wasn't lack of skill, I can tell you that. Been a few comments on bank robbing. And of course I got a few emails from people from Liverpool saying, what do you mean you can't go on the rob with your mum? And no, they don't speak like that in Liverpool. Sorry, Jim. Jim will shave. Lives in Geordieland, I think. Newcastle-ish, something. But he's from Liverpool. He's a Scouser. And everybody knows they like to go on the rob. Yeah, that's not racist. Let's see if we're gonna clean up or not. Well, we're gonna clean up, but if we're doing a cleanup pass or not. I'm not sure we need it, because we did go. I mean, it's not Wedge close. With a Wedge, if you just pay a little bit of attention, you know, sort of standard attention, you seriously get a BBS shave just going north to south and south to north, 2 passes. It's incredible. To do that with a straight, you have to put a bit more effort in, but this is good. I have a few usual places where it's not perfect. Okay, to clean up, what the heck. I did say I wanted to honor the razor. Super wet leather. Perfect for pickups. I should ask my dad, you know, casually, what he would think about. I don't know if he'd take the question seriously. He might get suspicious. You want to go on the rob? Yeah, the racist Swede. He talks about thieving cities. He knows nothing. I've only been to Liverpool once. I really enjoyed it. Twice, but the first time I didn't see much. Yeah. Cool town. Dave Card commented that he could never do bank robbery with his mom, because he says, and these are his words. He says, when she starts talking, you know, there's never going to be any getaway. It's quite funny. You can come, Mom, but you have to stay quiet. Don't say anything. You all right, love? She's from Yorkshire. I don't know. She might be. David, she's from York. She's from the north, isn't she? I think so. What do I know? I'm just talking rubbish. I'm a disgrace to YouTube wet shavers. Not a serious bone in my body. But then again, this is free. You don't pay anything. So you gotta have reasonable expectations. If you'd paid £30 or something, then you can have expectations. But now, not really. Come on. You know, you can turn this rubbish off. And you'd be none the poorer, none the richer. That was a good shave. Oh, you can get such a good shave. This is pretty perfect. It's damn good anyway. Zingari Man Unscented Sego Aftershave Balm. It can get that good and that close and that comfortable a shave with something that's been around for 150, 170, I don't know, years. I just think that's cool. Cool. I apologize for having wasted close to 21 minutes. But if you watched this far and no one tied you to a chair, then you have yourself to blame. Thank you anyway for watching and stay sharp.